In the first year after my divorce, I announced my retirement from the public eye. Everyone said I had gone mad from being abandoned by Leo. That was until one day, a video by a wish fulfillment blogger went viral. My story was told over 7 episodes. It was the last flicker of my life's slideshow. The title of the first episode read, "By the time you watch this, I will have passed away." I was bundled up tightly, only my eyes visible. Suddenly, someone stopped me. "Hello. I'm a blogger who helps fulfill people's wishes. Can I interview you?" It was the 3rd month since my retirement. Thinking I was recognized by the paparazzi, I hastily waved them off, but the person persisted. "Do you have any unfulfilled wishes? I can help you for free." I turned to leave, but then heard her chasing after me, showing me her phone screen. "I'm not a scammer, look at my short video account." I found her quite impolite, yet what she said was true. She clearly was a newbie blogger with very few videos and hardly any views. Seeing her earnest face reminded me of my early days in the entertainment industry. Back then, I was full of drive but kept facing setbacks. Suddenly, I felt a pang of compassion. "What wish can you help me fulfill?" Clueless, she scratched her head. "It depends on your wish. I won't lie, you're the 17th person I've asked today, and no one believes me. Maybe there's someone you want to meet, a place you want to go, or a story you want to tell. I can arrange it." I teased her a bit, not wanting to scare her. "What if I want you to document the last moments of my life? Would you do it? The condition is, these videos can't be released until I'm gone. If I don't end up dying, these videos will be void. Would you take that bet?" The wish fulfillment blogger, Judy, was skinny and petite. She sat across from me, visibly uncomfortable. "No," she was on the verge of tears. "Penny, I didn't realize it was you. You really..." Her eyes were red. She seemed unable to accept it. "I really love the movies you've made. Well, I excel in many areas. If I don't get sick, it's never anything minor. I have several types of cancer." I handed her a tissue. "The doctors say I have about 6 months left." Her phone still aimed at me. She asked, "So, this is the real reason you retired?" "Yes, the constant chemotherapy drained all my energy." And I smiled. Too many media outlets reported that I went bald. This was the first time I removed my wig on camera. Underneath, there were only a few sparse hairs, and my scalp was clearly visible. You know I love looking good, always being caught on camera like that. Where's my dignity? I'm quite greedy. "I want you to fulfill 7 wishes, make 7 episodes. How about it? From May 2nd to May 8th, 2024, the first episode is up. By the time you watch this, I will have passed away." Focus more on my left face. Fans always say it looks much better than the right. Judy was much more composed than a week ago, but she mentioned that after knowing everything, after crying at home for several days, "I lost about 3 kilograms. I'll make sure you look beautiful in the pictures," she said, rubbing her eyes. "Penny, what's your first wish?" "I want to try circling Mount Kailash." She nodded immediately. "No problem. I'll book the tickets for you right now. But may I ask why you want to go there?" I couldn't manage a smile for the camera. "Leo and I had planned to go together, but now that's not possible. I want to see this place for myself. Isn't it said to cleanse the soul? Tibet is far, but not unreachable." After the flight, the high altitude made me feel unwell, and it took 2 days of travel to reach the starting point of the pilgrimage in Tarchin town. On the way, Judy was constantly worried about my health, reminding me to take care. I joked with her. "I asked the doctor, and he said since there isn't much time left anyway, I could go anywhere." That comment made the young girl's eyes well up with tears. She cautiously asked, "Penny, did you and Leo part on good terms?" I knew she was asking delicately. The truth is, my divorce from Leo was both loud and embarrassing, but at this moment, as I face leaving this world, I finally had the courage to say, in his eyes, it definitely wasn't amicable. "He, like you all, thought I had an affair, so..." "You really didn't have an affair, right?" Her eyes were bright. "I knew I wasn't wrong about you." I nodded with a smile. "Yes, I loved that man dearly. How could I even consider anyone else?" New bloggers can be too emotional sometimes. She ended up crying hysterically on camera. Through her tears, she said, "Back then, the media accused you of having an affair. How could they dare?" I had to console her in front of the camera. Eventually, I had to admit, "Let it be, I'll tell you. It was all staged by me." May 2nd, 2024, to May 8th, 2024. This is the first episode. By the time you see this video, I will have passed away. I was diagnosed with cancer 6 months before my divorce. Back when it was just one type of cancer, the doctor told me that there was a chance of survival if I complied with the treatment diligently. Later, I realized that most doctors are kind-hearted but sometimes they lie. I got my childhood friends to help me act, just to get rid of Leo quickly. Don't be fooled by his persona as a corporate CEO, decisive and commanding. He was incredibly stubborn when it came to me. I didn't say more. Everyone understood. Judy, with a mournful face, continued to ask me, "Sis, why didn't you tell him the truth about your illness? Death is painful. Why drag someone else into it?" Judy suddenly said, "I heard recent news that Mr. Lou has a new girlfriend. Is that so? I truly wish him the best. He deserves better," I sincerely responded. Coping with the discomfort in my stomach from the bumpy ride, I'm not acting here. It's just that when it's time to die, I can let go of everything. I once joked with Leo that if he found another woman, I'd break his legs. Now, look how easily I've let go. The guide suddenly announced, "Let's rest tonight. The remaining journey will be on foot. It's a total of 52 kilometers. But I have to warn you, due to the high altitude, it feels much longer than that." The first day of the pilgrimage was to Zyre Temple. You can see the golden sunlight on the mountain there. I suddenly feel that it's unfair to you to risk your life trekking with me just for a bit of my own desire, I confessed. Judy, however, shook her head. "Penny, I know my own body. If I can't keep up, I won't force myself. Besides, you said you've been planning this for months and even prepared all the gear meticulously." Fortunately, neither of us suffered much from altitude sickness. It was also a bit of luck. The day after staying overnight at Zyre Temple, I saw the mountain bathed in sunrise. I mimicked the poses I saw online, spreading my arms wide for a photo. I shouted, "If possible, I hope you all can forget me." After a pause, I yelled again, "Leo, I came here for you, so you don't have to come anymore." Along the way, we encountered many devout Tibetans praying and blessing. We experienced hail. The food was terrible. We slept on rudimentary beds that were uncomfortable. It took us 3 days to complete the mountain trek. I summarized this episode to the camera. What I didn't tell you is that initially, I planned this trip to have fun with Leo. Later, I decided to come alone, and at one point, I thought of coming here to end my life. I revealed. Judy was so shocked she immediately grabbed my hand. I patted her hand and continued. At that time, I thought since my illness was incurable, I might as well die in a lake, on a snowy mountain, or just somewhere along the journey. But then, suddenly, I didn't want to die anymore. I wanted to live well in my final days, to make my life worthwhile. Judy suddenly asked, "Do you have any regrets about the first part of the journey?" I nodded, feeling a bit terrified by the thought. My parents doted on me so much, but I lied to them. I didn't even tell them about my illness. I even lied that I was filming again, saying I was shooting in Tibet. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Ultimately, I was unfilial. June 4th, 2024. The second episode is up, Life's Highlight Reel. After returning from Tibet, it took me a whole month to recover from the high altitude and the fatigue of the journey before I could contact Judy again. During that time, I also underwent chemotherapy. Every time, it felt harder to get out of bed than the last, as if each session drained my strength, bringing me closer to death. I wasn't sure if I could trust this girl I had just met. If I released the first episode's video now, she could become instantly famous. I was gambling on the hope that when faced with someone near death, people tend to act with more conscience. "Penny, what's your second wish?" Judy asked. "I want more people to get to know me, and I want to revisit the paths I've walked before." I replied. Judy, concerned, responded to the camera, "We can take it slow, given your condition. It's okay. I've rested enough before coming to find you." At life's final moments, people become greedy, longing to fulfill more and more wishes. Your look today is stunning, reminiscent of that idol drama, "Do You Remember Me Today?" where you rose to fame. Today I'm wearing a short wig. In the drama, I played a fresh college graduate with short hair. Entangled with the CEO of the internship company, I touched my wig and smiled. "Now I can change my hairstyle at will. Isn't it cool? But you've gotten much thinner. Hasn't anyone around you noticed?" I felt a bit embarrassed. Leo and I divorced, so naturally, we don't see each other. Since falling ill, I've been seeing my parents less and less. But as parents, they still video call me and such. You guessed how I would answer. I said I was playing a severely ill patient. "I can only speak the truth through lies." She rubbed her eyes in front of me. So, where do you want to go this time? I want to go back to where I lived as a child. It's just a 2-hour drive, and I'll be back at my childhood home. Penny, where's your assistant? My assistant is a simple and honest woman who sometimes accompanies me in public, creating memorable scenes. You mean Lily? I told her not to follow me, so, does she know about your health condition? I laughed at this point. Guess what excuse I used? She's been with me for so long. How could she not notice something was off? I calmly sat in front of the camera. I also lied. I said I was too in love with Leo, but his affair made us split up, and that plunged me into depression. I wanted to leave the industry to treat my depression. Did she believe that? How could she? My agent Rebecca and she were both pulling on me, crying, saying they'd take me to see a doctor. I asked for some time, saying I'd go to the doctor myself and that I'd return after traveling around to clear my mind. Do they suspect anything? My hair loss was something I couldn't hide. I made up all these reasons, thinking I was so clever, but one day, Rebecca told me, she didn't care about me making money, she just wanted me to stay alive. By this time, I had already started crying. I wiped the tears from the corner of my eyes. Probably no one dares to bring up these sad matters in front of me. So they also didn't say how much they knew. Lily, that girl, paid out of her own pocket to buy me 10 wigs, saying they were gifts for me to go on a heart-clearing trip. I paused. Right now, I'm in plain face, wearing a mask and a hat, dressed simply in a hoodie and jeans, carrying a basic canvas bag. To passers-by, I'm just another face in the crowd. I pulled a thermos from my bag and started drinking. This is my elementary school. Sister, you went to First Experimental Elementary School. I nodded and pointed to a big tree by the playground. Back then, I climbed that tree to prove my bravery but couldn't get down. I was so scared that I cried and wet my pants up there. Penny, they're still in class now. The security guard probably won't let us in. We won't go in. Just a look. Let's not disturb their work. I just want one more look. When I'm gone, I won't remember any of this. Hey, you're such a crybaby. The director should have cast you as a crybaby. I pointed to an alley not far from the elementary school. Come on, I'll show you my old home, though I haven't been back in many years. But as soon as I entered, I was stunned. I stood in the chaotic wind, laughing. Oh, wow, it's been demolished. I shivered slightly in front of my phone camera. What now? Looks like my old home is gone. I turned to the camera, guessing the audience couldn't read my expression. After all, it was a bit of a letdown, but I couldn't say it out loud. Let's take a few steps forward, and I'll describe it from memory. This used to be an old street. The media always calls me a rich girl, and I've explained it at events, but no one believes me. This is a good opportunity to show you. I grew up right here, surrounded by old single-story houses. The memory that sticks with me the most is of the time I was teasing a dog and ended up being chased and even bitten on the butt. What? Fortunately, it was winter, and I was living with my grandparents. They had me layered in several pairs of pants, inside and out. In the end, the dog only managed to bite through to the cotton, but didn't actually bite my flesh. It sounds like a situation that's both funny and pitiful. At least Judy burst out laughing. Penny, I just can't picture you being chased by a dog. Our laughter subsided, and I spoke again. Come on, let's go. I'll take you to see my high school. It's not far from here. I paused in my tracks. It's also where I met Leo. Before leaving, I wanted to see if the old noodle shop was still around. I had a hankering for the noodles I loved as a child and wanted to treat you to some. Fortunately, the noodle shop was still there. Although it sported a new sign, and the owner was the same old gentleman, it's been many years since I've been back, and I don't know if it still tastes the same, I remarked. Back in my childhood, food was scarce and we weren't well off. Any meal felt like a feast from the gods. Are you just having plain noodles? Judy frowned. Won't you add something? To me, those dry mixed noodles were a delicacy back then. The owner makes his own soy sauce. I've ordered some toppings for you to try. While the taste was truly delicious, my appetite had been waning. So, Penny, do you think the noodles taste different from when you were a child? They're the same, I replied, my eyes welling up with tears. Really the same, I sighed. They're delicious, but I just can't seem to eat much these days. I couldn't eat anymore. Judy was eating and wiping away tears. Penny, I'm glad I got to share this meal with you. As I was eating, suddenly another plate appeared in front of me. It had 2 fried eggs. I turned to see the owner. I didn't order these. The owner lit a cigarette. It's on the house. you remind me of a young girl from this street who became a big star. Do I look like her? I couldn't help but tear up. She must be happy to be remembered. I heard from the neighbors that she came back here for an event one year, but I couldn't make it. He continued cleaning the table. Every time she came, she'd order dry mixed noodles with a fried egg. Grandpa, did you say she was mischievous? Judy asked. Mischievous. She was the naughtiest kid on the street, but everyone loved her. The old man extinguished his cigarette. I don't know how she's doing now. This shop's being demolished, and I can't keep working. I'm afraid I won't see her again. But didn't you say she became a big star? Judy prompted him. Can't you see her on TV? I only remember what she looked like as a child. I wouldn't recognize her now. I whispered to Judy's camera. After I debuted, Penny became my stage name. Grandpa, she's probably just too busy. If she comes back, you'd recognize her, would I? I know she's been sending me money over the years. The old man sat looking out the door. She didn't leave her name. But who else would send money to an old man like me after all these years? I've given out many fried eggs, but I don't know if I ever got it right. Leaving the noodle shop, Judy asked, Penny, you actually came to see him, didn't you? You caught me. I'm a bit embarrassed. I admitted openly to the camera. He was alone when I was about a teenager, always cheerful. After all these years, he's still alone, so I sent him some money every year. Judy suddenly realized something and forgot she was still holding up her phone. The cameras had all shifted off screen. Those unscrupulous media always say you live a lavish but shallow life. They even call you the pettiest actress in the entertainment industry, she said indignantly. Just because you canceled a scholarship for a girl, that was indeed a dark chapter in my history. I was criticized heavily online and even lost some endorsements. I always told her I could support her until she found a job, but then she started asking for the latest iPhone and said she wanted to travel abroad to see the world. She thought that, as a celebrity, I shouldn't care about such a small amount of money. I pulled out a piece of candy from my pocket and handed it to her. I think the money would be better spent on other children who need it more. As we talked, we arrived at the entrance of the high school. It was still inaccessible. That's the academic building, and behind it is the library. So many years have passed. The sports field has been renovated into a synthetic track now. Penny, the audience must be very curious about how you and Mr. Leo met. Could you share that with everyone? I was quite naive in high school. And he transferred to our school in his senior year. I always felt like he was targeting me, probably jealous of my top grades in class. I found him really annoying. We even became arch-enemies. I led her along the school's perimeter wall, pointing at the academic building. See that class on the 5th floor? A class. That's where I studied in my senior year. Time flies so fast. I went from a student who could never get enough sleep to an adult who still can't get enough sleep. Judy laughed at my comment. Must be those late nights shooting. Right, exactly. So whenever I get a chance, I try to catch up on sleep. It's not like I can afford to look haggard and lose all my hair, facing the scrutiny of cameras every day. How did you two go from being arch-enemies to lovers? I shrugged and shook my head. You might not guess from his usual quiet demeanor, but he's actually quite cunning. I always thought he was just a few points behind me academically. And I'd gloat after every exam. Turns out, he was good at calculating scores. Not just his own, but mine too. He said he found my proud demeanor cute, so he would intentionally miss or mess up a couple of questions. The crazy part is, he only fell short by a few points, always coming in second place. I think this video might get him criticized as a typical, straight male. I was furious when I later found out he was actually outperforming me. I didn't speak to him for a month. After our university entrance exams, he actually confessed his feelings for me. Back then, I was convinced he was a con artist, even declared fiercely that I'd be a dog if I ever dated him, and guess how he confessed? He said he saw a movie where if you ask someone what they like to eat, it means you like them. He persisted for a month, asking me daily about my favorite foods. I thought his family owned a convenience store because he always had various tasty things to offer. I think if he hadn't made a straightforward move eventually, I would never have realized he liked me. I tell you, once this video is aired, his CEO image will be gone, because to make me date him, he admitted he was truly a dog. I continued on camera. I've shown you the story. I hope from now on, he and I will have no more ties. He needs to have his own life, and I hope those who care about me won't bother him, and definitely not harass him. I can't keep someone forever. And I hope others can keep watch for me. Besides, what's the point in asking all these questions? People pass away, and it doesn't mean anything anymore. No matter how estranged we become, his kindness to me was real. Leaving the high school, because I took the longer route, feeling somewhat exhausted, I found a step by the lake to sit down. Judy was below, lifting her phone to take a photo of me. Penny, what are you thinking about right now? A gust of wind blew, covering my eyes with my wig. I rubbed my sore eyes. I've signed up for organ donation. You all keep living well for me. Okay, there was something I didn't say out loud. Leo, I miss you so much right now. June 15th, 2024, to June 17th, 2024, the third session. Why do loved ones leave? Because I want to set up a home for them in the next life ahead of time. Judy's voice came from off camera. Penny, is it really okay for you to ask me to come home with you, just for 2 days, to document my life? It's sort of a relic, something I want to leave for my parents. They haven't had many years of enjoying life with me, and now, the elderly are sending off the young. What should I call myself when I go? She asked cautiously. How about as an assistant, a friend? I smiled at her. Aren't we? Judy's crying voice had already reached the depths of my heart. It's wonderful, sis, to be able to be your friend. Thinking about my parents crying also made me feel very sad. I've thought of many ways to tell them the truth, but I still feel timid. I drove her home, you know. Initially, the doctor told me it was just one type of cancer. I locked myself in my room for 2 days, and when I came out, I had decided to conceal it, thinking maybe I could face it alone and even beat it, but later, I realized it was too late. I couldn't keep up with its spread. Don't cry, the camera will shake. If you cry too much, my parents will think I bullied you and they'll scold me. Life always has its regrets, doesn't it? What can we do? Whether rich or poor, there's no solution. My parents were already waiting for me at the front door. They habitually helped me with my luggage, just this one bag. Ah. Dad, it wasn't easy to get 2 days off. My mom immediately started fussing. Why have you lost so much weight? Isn't the food good on set? Mom, the new role required me to lose weight. I'm playing a poor girl, and it wouldn't fit if I were chubby. What kind of drama makes you lose so much weight? She grabbed my arm. Look at how skinny you've become. Other people's kids are not so mistreated. All right, once this show is over, I'll take a long break, and then, Mom, you can cook delicious food and fatten me up. How about that? Then my dad chimed in. Come on in. Why are we all standing at the door waiting to be photographed? I laughed heartily. Dad, you've even started to watch out for paparazzi. After you left the industry, I thought I wouldn't have to sneak around when going out to buy groceries. But then you started acting again, so we need to be extra careful. It's said you can't guess what's on a woman's mind. It changes all the time. Judy followed me inside. Hello, Uncle and Auntie. I'm Penny's friend. The girl is really charming, but why are you so thin too? Come to Auntie's house, and I'll make sure you gain a couple of pounds. Thank you, Auntie, Judy replied with a giggly smile. Penny had already told me how delicious your cooking was, and I've been eager to try it. That statement stunned the 4 people present. I face-bombed. I really forgot to give this girl a heads up. My mom's cooking is innovative, to say the least, and can be described as bizarre. It's definitely not conventionally tasty. My dad is the one who cooks well, but as a family, we've agreed to credit my mom. I reached out my hand. Mom, I've praised you so much. Shouldn't you be paying me for the advertisement? Let your dad pay. I can't bear to part with my money. I'm saving my secret stash to buy you candy. The atmosphere was really pleasant. It suddenly made me think of my childhood. Mom, you spoiled me too much when I was little. Did you know I got several cavities? How can you still be spoiling me now? The old couple had prepared a table full of dishes. Oh my goodness, Dad, am I a pig? I criticized their approach. Are you planning to eat leftovers for days after I leave? Let me tell you, that's neither scientific nor healthy. Promise me you won't do this again. After speaking, I froze. It sounded eerily like a last will. My mom hit me on the head with her chopsticks. You're not even grateful. When you called saying you were coming home, your dad got up at 5 in the morning to go grocery shopping. I covered my head and wailed. After Judy started eating, she sensibly exclaimed, Auntie, your cooking is really delicious. Girl, your friend is reliable. My mom was rarely this happy. If it tastes good, eat more. Tomorrow, let your uncle go and buy more groceries. She almost slipped. I'll cook for you again. Sure thing. After dinner, I lay on the sofa. Zoning out, my stomach hurt terribly, my parents were busy cleaning up the dishes. I come back and act like a hands-off boss. They won't let me do anything, calling me a little princess. They say I work too hard outside, and all I need to do is lie down. Penny, your family has a great atmosphere. Yes, it's still the old house we moved into after I became famous in the entertainment industry, even after I bought a new house. They didn't move, the old house is a bit small. How about you sleep with me tonight? Really? Judy's excited eyes were not to be mistaken. She even blurted out without restraint, "Fans, I've fulfilled your dreams. I'm going to sleep with Penny." After the pain subsided and fatigue set in, I fell asleep on the sofa. When I woke up, Judy was still watching me, and I was covered with a blanket. It was getting dark. "Why didn't you wake me up?" Judy's voice was soft. "I couldn't bear to. I watched you for 2 hours. You're so beautiful." After dinner, Judy and I went to wash up. The phone on the living room stand recorded everything. I came out of the bathroom. Finally, unable to hold back her worry, my mom asked me, "Sweetheart, tell me, what happened to you? Why is your hair gone?" June 15th to June 17th, 2024. The third session ends. Why do our closest loved ones leave us? Because I wanted to go ahead to the next life and set up a home for them. I was amazed by my mother's perceptiveness, despite having hidden it for so long. It was inevitable. Gathering my courage, I finally blurted out, "It's for the role I'm playing." In the story, the family is poor and she's always bullied. Then, a girl from the same village, jealous of her looks, shaves half her hair off while she's asleep. I was nervous, unsure if my flimsy excuse would convince my mom. Fortunately, she believed me easily. "Couldn't you have used a wig? My hair is too thick. It looks fake. Besides, it will grow back." I take my roles seriously and don't want to just fool the audience. I teased her, "Mom, how did you figure it out?" "I was thinking of surprising you by suddenly taking it off. Why don't you take off this wig and show me?" Mom replied, annoyed, "You're a part of me. How could I not recognize you? I know every strand of your hair." I gave her a thumbs up. Mom's always sharp. Nothing escapes her eyes. The moment I took off the wig, I saw a look of pity in her eyes. "Mom, don't look at me like that." I'm afraid I can't hold back my tears. It was a struggle, but I managed to deal with my parents. I sat in my room waiting for Judy. Her camera was on me, catching me crying. I held back the sobs. She ran over suddenly. "Sis, please stop crying." "Okay." I couldn't help it and hugged her tightly. "Tell me, what does it feel like to personally see off your own daughter?" "I'm afraid they won't cope." I cried for a little while, then remembered I had things to do. "I invited you over not just as a guest, but to help document everything with your camera." I pulled out several bank cards from my bag. "Let's play a little game. The money I've earned over the years is in these cards, and I'll hide them around the house. Tell my parents if they feel sad, they can join me in this treasure hunt." We lay on the bed together. I talked about many things, some trivial. I'm not sure if I covered everything, or if I missed anything. I've been sponsoring some students. I'll ask a friend to continue supporting them. I started building a school, but only just laid the bricks. I promised the principal I'd be there for the ribbon cutting. "I'm sorry I can't make it." In my last movie, people criticized me for gaining weight. The truth is I was swollen from illness. I'm sorry. My dad used to make me ride a bike when I was little. He'd let go after just a few steps, and I'd crash into the bushes, losing a tooth while my mom yelled from the window. That's why I have a false tooth. When I started acting, I couldn't perform well and the director scolded me, making me cry. I tell people I like blue, but my favorite color is actually pink. I've always been afraid people would think it's tacky. So I lied about liking blue since I was young. I said it so often, I even convinced myself. I've edited my own photos. They're not black and white, and I'm smiling brightly in them. I'll send one to you later. Use that for my memorial portrait. It's somewhat unfilial. The only thing I can leave them, just a bank card. The video trembles badly. The next day, both Judy and I had swollen eyes. "No more staying up late to binge-watch dramas. Look at these huge dark circles," I said, trying to act nonchalant, and then indulged in a day of eating with Judy. As dinner time approached, I said I had to leave. My mom stuffed some chili sauce into my bag. "The food on set isn't good, and you love the one I make, don't you? Take it with you." I stood aside and told Judy, "You know, this really is made by my mom, and it's delicious." "Mom, give Judy 2 bottles too." Judy waved her hands. refusing. I took them for her anyway. Come on, we have to fly to the set early tomorrow. We can't waste time. I drove for about half an hour. Eventually, I stopped in a secluded corner. I hurriedly opened the car door and got out to throw up. I hadn't been able to eat so much for a long time. It was all forced. My stomach hurt terribly. It felt like a storm was raging inside. Finally, when I felt a bit better, I cried uncontrollably. Judy, I'll never be able to eat my mom's chili sauce again. Look, I'm still alive, but my stomach can't handle it anymore, this time. Judy started crying loudly. I rarely heard a girl cry so miserably. It was truly heartbreaking. Stop crying. Your crying makes me not want to cry anymore. She tossed her phone aside, the camera facing the roof of the car. No one could be seen, just her loud cries. How can I not be upset when I'm helping you fulfill your last wishes? I'm so distressed. I feel like I'm dying. Why can't I cry? I just want to cry. July 1st to July 2nd, 2024, 4th issue. If only there were scrolls of time. I'd really love to meet you all. This video will definitely be criticized for being watered down. I've been lying in front of the desk in the same position for a long time. Why would they? Your fans will be happy just seeing you well. I held up a photo. I vowed to sign 10,000 autographs for you, but it seems too tiring. I'll sign as many as I can. If you're tired, stop signing. They'll understand. My manager said the autographs sell for a lot privately. I'll ask the company to organize a fair and honest lottery. Those who win will get it mailed for free. I spoke earnestly to the camera. You shouldn't make money off the dead. If anyone resells, I won't let it go even as a ghost. Being your fan is great. It's not that great, actually. I thought about it. There's too much controversy around me, and my fans are tired, always fighting for me. Every time I tell them it's okay not to mind, they don't give up. They can rest now. Judy thought for a moment. Anything else you want to say to your fans? I put down the pen and said solemnly, I want you to see this beautiful world for me. My job kept me too busy. I didn't get the chance to see and experience more, nor the opportunity to see lovely people like you. My social media won't be deactivated. If you wish, my obituary will remain pinned, and you can comment on it. For example, what did you see and eat today? Which country did you visit? And what meaningful things did you do there? By the way, eat some spicy food for me. I love it. I think I can see that world too. It must be fascinating. Also, to those who criticize me, how about we become friends in the next life? I'd rather not be scolded all the time. It feels quite awful. But, thanks to your critiques, I've become a better person. I'm too tired from all the signing. Finally, I couldn't keep my eyes open any longer and fell asleep. In my dream, Leo asked me, shall we have a child? I woke up in a cold sweat. Because of my illness, it feels like I've lost a child. July 1st, 2024, to July 2nd, 2024, end of the 4th period. If I had a time scroll, I'd really love to meet you all. I bought some gifts. We're going out today to find places to hide them. I've thought about it for a long time, worried about potential safety risks. So please, promise me, don't fight over them. I'll place them in quiet corners where there are no cars. Fans who find them can keep them as a keepsake. We'll release videos of the gift locations in batches. 3 days after these videos are released, I'll ask Judy to help me place the gifts in the selected spots. If there are any safety concerns, the gift distribution will be cancelled and everything will be donated instead. This is a little game I've arranged with you all, and I hope you enjoy it. Judy asked me, you brought a lot of clothes today. What for? For a photo shoot. I smiled. I'll leave an 8-grid photo for everyone, and the remaining slot in the grid is for everyone else to fill in. Okay, and who's the photographer? You. Aren't you perfect for the job? Penny, are you serious? My friends always complain about my photography skills. No worries. We have all day today. Surely we can pick out 8 good shots. Plus, I'm naturally beautiful, so I'm not worried about your poor skills. But soon, I regretted it. Seriously, Judy, I know you're not great. But how can you be this bad? Aren't you a video blogger? Sis, I don't edit much when I make videos. Photography is just too hard. I'm worried I'll make you look bad, and then your fans will scold me. You could see she was getting anxious. They wouldn't dare. I joked to make her laugh. You control the videos. Just threaten to hold back their videos if they scold you, and they'll behave. Sis, that's so cunning. I waved at the camera. Goodbye for now. We're off to take pictures. You'll see the final products very soon. Stay tuned. July 10, 2024, to July 12, 2024, start of the fifth period. Parting through life and death is a compulsory lesson that one never truly learns. Penny, what are you saying? Is this your lover? Judy's voice, after so many episodes, I always found his presence so penetrating. I shushed at the camera. Could you keep it down a bit? Let me introduce you to Harry, my childhood friend, who you all know as my lifelong buddy. We grew up together, practically in the same pair of split pants. I felt a bit apologetic, about my illness, apart from the doctors. He was the first person I told. I feel a bit guilty because he's already so busy, yet now he's always concerned about my condition. Remembering the dates of my chemotherapy sessions better than I do, Judy has learned how to conduct interviews. Tell us, Harry, how did you agree to play the role of the adulterous husband? Harry frowned at the camera. How was I to know she'd ask me to do that? But when she told me she had cancer, I couldn't refuse. And was the scene of the affair dramatic? I got both my eyes blackened. Harry pointed at the camera. Leo, I just didn't fight back, that's all. Maybe we can spar some other day. I'm not weaker than you. It's a strange kind of male competitiveness, I commented weakly. Are you really taking me or not? Harry's expression softened immediately. I'll go grab the wheelchair. Just give me a moment. He brought over the wheelchair, complete with a blanket on it. Ouch. I told you I can walk on my own, but you insist on pushing me. We were at a villa owned by Harry, currently unoccupied. Shut up and get on, he commanded. I obediently sat down and covered myself with the blanket. It's just chemotherapy. And you look like I'm headed to my death. Smile for me, Harry. Harry managed a smile. It was hideous. I didn't share the journey to the hospital. The camera only captured me getting in and out of the car. The only difference was my complexion, looking even more exhausted and pale. Back at Harry's villa, I said, I've made a list of friends I want to invite for a meal. It's kind of a farewell. It took me 2 days to host the meals. After eating to their heart's content, I stood at the villa's entrance to properly say goodbye to them. Some joked, so, you and Harry are really together now. Was this an official announcement meal? Friends indeed, overlooking the affair and accepting me unconditionally. I smiled and replied, who knows, let's leave it to fate. And then I earnestly bid everyone farewell. Goodbye, see you in the next life. July 10th, 2024, to July 12th, 2024. This is the fifth episode from Judy's perspective. Parting through life and death is a compulsory lesson that one can never fully learn. This episode doesn't feature the protagonist you were expecting. Instead, I serve as the narrator. I'm Judy, a blogger who fulfills people's wishes by randomly approaching them. Penny was the seventh protagonist in my series of videos. At the end of this video, I'll show you the full process of how I initially conducted random street interviews. That's because you always wonder why Penny asked me, a stranger, to make this deathbed retrospective video. Let me first talk about what happened after the first 4 episodes were released. Initially, Penny wanted me to make 7 videos. I got a bit greedy. I really liked her, so I divided many episodes into 2 parts. Like you, I greedily wanted to see more of her. You have no idea how much effort went into editing these videos. I often cried so hard I couldn't breathe, but I'm also fortunate. If it weren't for that interview, she might have followed her initial thought, to quietly pass away in a place where no one knew her, only to be discovered later as a lifeless body. I could see what she wanted to tell the world. I actually understand. It seemed she was moved by compassion, wanting to help me, a video blogger struggling with poor viewership. Even in her final moments, she remained kind-hearted. But for me, I would rather these videos never see the light of day, unfortunately. It was all just a pipe dream. I sent out all the gifts, and as fans of Penny, everyone was polite. They remembered to take photos of the gifts to show us what exactly she had packed. I must clarify, she prepared these gifts alone. I had no part in it. I met the person I expected to see, Leo, this big man, crying in front of me like a child. I think Penny wouldn't have wanted you to see the love of her life in such an ugly state, so I blurred Leo's face in the video. Penny told me, if you came to me to tell you not to cry, does she know how cruel this is? She also said, if you curse her, to curse back on her behalf. I opened my mouth but ended up only saying, Leo, it's too late. You always cared about your career. You didn't even notice my hair loss. He was clearly in pain. He just said to me, it's my fault. It's my fault. But why didn't she tell me? I shook my head. If she wanted to tell you, she would have done it before. As for why, I guess, because she really liked you. Maybe she didn't want to make you sad. Where is she buried? I can give you the address. But are you sure you want to go? What do you mean, Leo? You've already moved on with your life. I tried to console him. Why bother? I regret it, he said miserably. I regret it. I've always loved her. I can't forget her. Then you're different from what I imagined. You say you can't forget Penny, so you started a new romance. That's not fair to your current girlfriend. He was downcast. I broke up with her, sadly. Penny didn't give me a chance to win her back. How could there be a chance if she's gone? She didn't tell you, probably because she didn't want to see this situation happen. The next person I received was Harry. He sat in front of me, looking much more haggard on camera. He actually started with a question. Guess why I came to see you? I was puzzled. I don't know, and I hadn't thought about it. You knew everything about Penny. He shook his head and said to the camera, I knew about her, but there are things about me she didn't know. He continued, the reason I agreed to pretend to be her lover was actually because, well, I liked her. Since she can't see this anymore, I can say whatever I want. I didn't confess my feelings before because I knew she had someone else in her heart. Now, I confess, not to carry this regret. At least I was a part of her life towards the end. Penny, in the next life, will you come find me? Actually, dating me would be pretty good too. July 30th, 2024, Issue 6. If there's something more terrifying than life and death, perhaps it's regret. I was somewhat nervous facing the camera. Judy teased me, sis, you face the camera every day. Do you still get nervous? Of course, I nodded. Usually I'm acting, but today is a formal farewell. Naturally, I'm a bit anxious. I gestured to my outfit. I'm wearing a suit today, quite formal. Judy continued, go on then, I'm recording. I've been home for nearly half a month. And I didn't ask Judy to help me film. I was a bit selfish, wanting to spend time alone with my parents. I think the last moments were incredibly joyful. But unfortunately, I feel my health deteriorating. Even my doctor asked if I was sure I didn't want to tell my parents. I once thought about organizing my own funeral, thinking about setting up a special scene, maybe finding some matching music or deciding what to write on my tombstone. Later, I couldn't be bothered anymore. I think my parents will handle it. Or maybe Harry will take care of it. I still want to be my little princess, taking it easy. To those seeing the first video, don't cry. I'm just off to another dimension. Who knows? Maybe I've started a new chapter, saving another world. Oh, and Penny is my stage name. My real name is Summer. Don't forget that. So, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. August 2nd, 2024, Issue 7, Part 1. The secret we can't tell. Don't be nervous. Just speak normally. I held the camera, with Judy in the frame. Sis, maybe you should do it. I'm better behind the camera, not in front of it. I'm nervous. She was nervously twiddling her hair. No way. I look too awful right now. Please, let me keep a better image in the public eye. I handed her a paper. Just read from this. Reluctantly, Judy picked up the paper and started reading mechanically, but soon began to choke up. Sorry, even though I said 7 videos, in the end, my last wish is a personal one, and I don't want it public. I asked Judy to handle this for me. It involves only my closest loved ones. I'm a bit tired now. I won't be filming anymore. After Judy finished, she looked at me, sis, maybe you could say a bit more. This girl, crying and sniffling all the while. Stop crying, you're on TV, you'll become a meme with that face. I sighed and turned the camera towards myself, ugly or not. Take another good look at me, you won't see me again. Which media outlet was it that said my nose was fake? I waggled it around. This is all natural. Do you think my parents will cry? Give a cheer, huh? August 2nd, 2024, From Judy's Perspective, Issue 7. The secret we can't speak of. On August 7th, 2024, Summer left this world. Her corneas were donated to 2 blind children, allowing them to see the beauty of the world in her stead. Decisions about her other organs were left to the doctors. A mosaic of photos was posted as an announcement of her passing, garnering many responses. I'll share the original photo. Please don't criticize my photography skills. Many expressed a desire to see the world for Penny. I've randomly captured a few of the comments. Let's view them as a way to remember. Summer, I ate dry noodles with an egg for you today. Summer, I made braised pork today, but it was burnt to the pot. I ate it for you. Yuck. It was so bitter. Summer, you never visited Iceland, right? Here's a photo of the northern lights I saw for you. Summer, I tasted it for you. British food is really awful. Summer, you're there now. Could you look out for my dad and say hi to him for me? This is what he looks like, Summer. I ate your favorite spicy rice noodles for you, the kind that would make your mouth swell up. Summer, my sister really liked you. She's also gone to your world. Could you give her an autograph? Summer, your last drama isn't out yet. Why did you leave so soon? Summer, I think I'll be joining you soon. I'd like to be friends with you, like Judy. Summer, I hate you, but I also really miss you. If there were a scroll of time, would she also have wished not to go? Side story. Judy's perspective. I brought the first letter to Penny's parents. The elderly couple seemed to have aged 10 years. Their hair seemed even whiter. This is from your daughter, I said. She had sealed it well, and I respected her privacy too much to pry. Penny's mother took the letter, casually placing it on the table without opening it. Did she suffer a lot at the end? Penny's mother couldn't help but burst into tears. I cried along with her. She said she was taking painkillers. That it wasn't too painful. I lied. The painkillers were useless. She was in so much pain that she broke out in cold sweats and even vomited blood. That's good, that's good. Penny's mother seemed comforted. This child has always been one to share only good news, not burdens. But did she really think that by hiding it temporarily, we wouldn't suffer later? I didn't know what to say, although she spent her final days with her parents. But how could the bitterness of those moments be easily expressed? I actually knew she was sick a long time ago. Penny's mother's words shocked me as I looked up. Before you came to our house, she's my daughter. How could I not notice the changes in her? She lost so much weight. She quit acting, which she loved. She couldn't hide the pain in her expressions, and even her hair had all fallen out. I knew she didn't want to sadden us, so I had to pretend I knew nothing. Her father, afraid she wouldn't have the chance to enjoy food anymore, frantically learned to cook various dishes every day. Now it was my turn to sob uncontrollably. I didn't understand. In these final moments, one desperately hid the truth. The other two also desperately hid their knowledge. Who suffered more? Fortunately, in her final moments, her parents were with her. Actually, I have many more letters in my bag that I haven't given out yet. I will follow her wishes and send one each month to her parents. Until there are none left to send, she said. My time with them was so short. At least the letters are new, and they can still look forward to them. Harry, she left only one letter for him. I didn't watch him read the letter. I just knew this man cried behind my back. Harry, she said she hid a gift in your house. Go look for it. It was an album, a chronicle of their growth. She spent an entire day making it. As for Leo, he has 3 letters. I once spitefully thought of not giving them to him. But after all, he wasn't really to blame. After the video came out, he lost a lot of weight and looked drained. I will send him 1 letter a year, until they're all sent. By then, Penny would be 3 years old, right? Yes, that's the secret Penny spoke of. About 10 days later, I received a parcel. Inside was the latest model of camera. Summer, I hate you, but I also miss you so much. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.